ensure our clients' facilities are always at their very best, time and time again. We are powered by our people. Our highly skilled, reliable, flexible and innovative workforce set us apart. By providing extensive and ongoing training, our people-first culture ensures high quality outcomes. Clean. We are committed to providing the cleanest, safest environments for our clients, delivering an end-to-end property maintenance solution. We specialise in commercial cleaning services, from waste management and recycling, hygiene and sanitary services, pest control, pressure washing, floor maintenance cleaning and more across commercial, education, retail, government, industrial, multi-site and not-for-profit sectors. Maintain. By managing the entire life cycle of an asset, our services help to reduce maintenance costs and improve the performance of assets, from make-safe through to general and specialist maintenance. Streamline your operations with our full service capability. Secure. With retail security, guest services, patrols and 24/7 monitoring, mitigate risk and deliver greater outcomes with our specialised security solutions. Technology and innovation. We are driven by innovation through real-time reporting using the latest state-of-the-art technology and equipment such as beacon technology. We increase productivity and deliver real cost savings to our clients. We provide a centralised flow of communication with a dedicated contract management team available 24/7. Safety, training and equipment. We are safety focused. Our quality management system is certified to the highest international standards, and we ensure we meet and exceed industry requirements. From humble beginnings, we have grown from a single commercial contract in Melbourne to a multifaceted national organisation. With over 70 years of combined industry experience, our management team are pioneering new ground in the property services sector. We believe in giving back to our community, from championing Indigenous rights through our Reconciliation Action Plan to sponsoring Aussie sporting clubs and everything in between. We use our platform to make a positive impact. We are APSA Group. We are powered by our people. Ask us how today.
Okay, audio check, 1-2, testing 1-2, live from Summer Street, round 4, NPL Victoria action. Melbourne Knights taking on St Albans Dynamo. Josh Parrish alongside.
Great fighter on mic too. Welcome everybody to Summer Street on this lovely spring evening. Melbourne West.
All good? Alright, killing the level again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knight Stadium, Summer Street in Melbourne's West. It's a glorious spring afternoon in Melbourne for a Croatian derby, Melbourne Knights versus St Albans Dynamo. We've just had a minute's silence observed for some of the Knights fans who've passed away in recent weeks. My name is Josh Parrish. I've got Craig Filer alongside me today. Craig, not much love lost between these two near neighbours?
No, it's not. It's very much a local derby. Not only that, it's also a Croatian derby. So lots at stake for both clubs today. Melbourne Knights off the back of a fantastic comeback draw last week against Avondale and St Albans in this very similar boat. Josh, need to pick up some results pretty quickly at the bottom of that table. But we are only in round 4 today, so plenty of football opportunities for both sides.
Well, both sides winless so far through 3 rounds this season. Huge opportunity. I'm going to take you through the starting lineups for Ben Suri. Just one change from the side that drew 3-3 against Avondale last week. Anthony Giselle drops to the bench, and Kieran Bramwell, who scored the late leveller, comes in. That will reshape the side. Chris Oldfield between the sticks. A back 4 of Corey Sewell, Ben Carrigan, Joseph Franich, and Jack Morton. Mitch Moore and Steve White in midfield with Saif Saki moving into that number 10 role where he excelled last week. John Albano and Tommy Semi on the wings with Bramwell playing through the middle. And for St Albans, 2 changes. Alan Jerez and Nelson Chishongo come into the 11 after they went down 3-1 against Dundee City last week. Jasko Koranovic, Michael Gergic, Chris Dibb, James Ricobene, Joey Monick, Max King, Ryan Summerskill, Scott McCaw and Josh Diven all retain their places. On the bench for the Melbourne Knights today, alongside Anthony Giselle, is John Lebock, Jacob Wiseman, Thomas Rundle, Juan Garcia Pulido and Felipe Sanchez. As we get kicked off here, Melbourne Knights in their traditional red, white and blue. St Albans, rather distinctive grey number. It's a little difficult for us commentators, Craig. Dark numbers on a dark grey kit, but we'll do our best today.
Yeah, it's a different one. It's a strange one. Whose numbers on the back there? Quite right you said there, Josh. They're going to be difficult to distinguish, but I think we know the players, so it shouldn't be a problem.
It's Ricobene finding Jerez, who's offside. That gives me a chance to take you through the St Albans bench alongside Cholina and Orazovic, who dropped to the bench. Adam Hodor, Jacob Sovereign, Carter Ramsey and Marco Illich. Oldfield trying to hurry things along. Tommy Semi a little flick. It's come off Joey Monick's head there as well, and the Knights throw on the far side. As we said, winless through 3 rounds, Craig, but for the Melbourne Knights it almost felt like a win. That comeback against Avondale, you were here calling it. Take me through the game.
Yeah, it was a wild one, as we expect now in NPL, but probably not what everybody thought. Avondale obviously taking a very early 3-0 lead, and the game looked done and dusted at half-time, if I'm absolutely honest, and then just hold off there.
Mitch Moore picks out Gian Albano on the left, 1v1 against Chishongo. Albano goes for goal, but there was no purchase whatsoever.
Yeah, just go back to last week, obviously a positional change at half-time for Ben Suri and the Melbourne Knights coaching staff, putting Saki in as a number 10, moving Tommy Semi out wide. That seemed to change the game. It seemed to galvanise Melbourne Knights. Obviously they got a goal set off there, get a goal. Just had kind of belief within the team. They worked hard, they pressed hard, playing football, which is what they're very good at. They stopped them doing that. The second goal, and then it was back to the wall for Avondale, and in the end they got a very well deserved leveller.
Rez with the cross. Second chance on here. Max King. Goes for the corner. The goal kick. A bit of a gust today. That sound you heard earlier was we're under the flight path here in Sunshine, but see the Melbourne Knights clearance really holding up the breeze. They could be against it in the first half. That influences the game, but the Knights carrying on from what Ben Kahn instilled here last season. They're a team that prefer to keep the ball on the deck.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben Kahn is a fantastic brand of football, very quick really want to see. And Surrey has come in this year and tried to continue that.
Redwell's pass, short, intended target.
To play beautiful football on this pitch. Josh, we did walk across it before the game, and he's very passionate. A lot of non-grass areas, very bumpy, but
St Albans will be pretty used to that.
from home.
Forward, contest. Steve comes out ahead in that contest. Player got off the mark for his new club in round 2 against Avondale. Albert put them ahead, but the lead didn't stick. It's the reigning champions. Give Avondale a hell of a game. Fox Street.
Yeah, they certainly did. And they haven't sort of had it all their own way at the moment in this they've had to fight for their points, that's for sure.
Very much the hunted this season. 2 red cards. It's been St Albans picking up the red cards. 11 last season, can you believe? Got a pretty clean disciplinary record so far this season. Just 4 yellows distributed throughout the squad. It's neatly worked out. Midfield, and they're just on the same wavelength there, Jack Morgan and John Albano. Tommy Semi intercepts that one off Ricky Bene. He left a little short before. Communication there. He's got the court. Back to the goalkeeper, Karanovic. Decision. It's not pressing high enough to make the most of it. It's a bit of a difference for St Albans. They've got a player as comfortable on the ball as James Bene in the centre of defence.
Yeah, look, his experience has many, many years with Avondale, and trophies after trophies, and it's obviously they lost their big centre back. But yeah, both Ricky Benny's obviously with Avondale for a long, long time, playing up at Essendon, and his brother here at St Albans.
Bramwell. See the idea from Bramwell. Karanovic on his line quickly to clear, and it's keeper to keeper. Now Morgan. Shaw. It's his first touch, pressured by Gergic. Captain White with Carrigan. Bravely played out from the back by the Knights, and here goes Saif Saki. Putting it back again, showing a clean pair of heels. Saif Saki to the byline. It's a goal kick, the verdict. He was appealing for a penalty, I think. Many of his teammates were up in arms.
Great feet from Saki there on that right-hand side. Showing his worth again, that tricky left foot that he has. Low centre of gravity, very good player, especially when he's running. We saw it last week, second period. If you can get him on the ball, he's going to cause problems, that's for sure.
Handball, Albano. Might be shot from range either. Saki's got an absolute screamer that kicked off the comeback.
Yeah, that's the sort of goal, as I said, you get that goal, and that sort of goal breeds confidence, doesn't it? You need that from him this afternoon.
Well, just wrong-footed on that pass.
came out, made himself even bigger than he actually is.
It's pretty big to begin with.
He's a big lad.
Such a great shot stopper, Karanovic. Positions himself well in those 1v1s. Better of Corey Sewell. Steve White for company. Sees the corner. Very quickly, a promising Knights attack turned into a breakaway for St Albans. A signal of intent for both sides. Albano have done a bit better there, Craig.
Look, it came to him it was a great ball in, but Karanovic was off his line very big, and you get him coming at you, you'd think twice, wouldn't you? But yeah, look, Jan Albano, I think he said last week in commentary, even though he scored, I think, 11 goals last year, I still think there's more in Jan Albano. They still think that just in front of goals.
Summerskill flips it into the near post. It's Albano who hooks it away from danger. All the way out to Joey Monek. White on points. Nelson Deshongo in his Dynamo debut. Beating Josh Diven. Going around the outside. Great feet from Diven, but he can't keep it in play. A big striker in really unfamiliar territory near the right-hand touchline.
You mentioned Nelson Deshongo there, coming in from North Geelong, the Western Australian, coming in for his first season at St Albans and first game today.
Losing effort last season, battle against relegation. Nelson Deshongo was among North Geelong's best. Cropping up in the team of the week quite a few times, and it's been an astute signing. It's been available the first few weeks of the season, but as soon as he's been included in the squad, he's straight into the starting lineup and frees up Michael Gergic to play from midfield. Ball here, Gergic beating Diven, goes over, feeling the referee Astros Carlos.
You just mentioned Michael Gergic there. That's where he's needed, isn't it? In that middle of the park, he's very agile and can play in a number of positions, but he's far more effective in that middle of the park.
Albano. The feet of Bramwell. Morton. To Kieran Bramwell. Mitch Moore chips it to the back post. Not a bad idea. Slightly overhit, and Tommy Semi chase it down and reel it in. Semi goes past his man, drives it in low. Deflected just past the near post for a Knights corner.
Yeah, that's what Tommy Semi even is good at, getting that ball, using his pace, dropping his shoulders. That's where he's dangerous. Good ball across. Could have got a deflection in. Has gone for a corner.
It's going to be a left-footed delivery from Steve White, competition's premier technicians in midfield. Rehearsed short routine in for Corey Sewell, straight off the training ground, and the Knights hit the front early in the derby. Corey Sewell with the goal.
Yeah, very well worked corner that, obviously, as you said. It's definitely off the training ground, but very well worked. Great ball in from Steve White, and a great header from Corey Sewell. That's a fantastic start for Knights, just what they wanted.
Well, it's got to be so satisfying for Ben Suri and his coaching staff. That one came off to perfection. It all seemed a little too easy off the short corner, Craig.
It did. There was no pressing on the corner. Allowed Steve White to get the ball back, get the ball into the box, and some good play from I think it was
White combining with Mitch Hoare. Off the short corner routine.
Sorry, it was Kieran Bramwell was just stood on Jesper Karanovic to stop him getting any movement in there. So it's definitely one that's worked on in the change, and a great start.
Clip of the heels there. Three decides not to play advantage after a long delay. some digging into the history of this matchup, Craig, and as far as I can tell, happy to be corrected, but St Albans Dynamo have never beaten Melbourne Knights at Summer Street in a league fixture, ever.
That's an unbelievable stat, Josh. It must have gone right into the archives to find that one, mate, because they would have played each other on several occasions, more than several occasions, and if that's not the case, if that is the case, then it's the omens don't look good for this afternoon, do they?
Just got a whole lot harder. That opening goal for the Knights. White. Good quick ball. Albans. 1v1 against Tishongo. Albano to the byline. Very slippery work from the Knights winger. Move it in low. Danger is cleared by Chris Dibb. Well, they haven't been in the top flight together that often. Played each other less than you'd think, given the St Albans run in the top flight in Victoria through the 80s and 90s came when the Knights were in the National Soccer League and cross paths. It's been brief. Sure. So that's a league fixture. I haven't delved into all the various cup competitions we've had over the years in Victoria, Greg.
But having said that, when you said St Albans and Melbourne Knights, you would assume they played each other a lot more than perhaps they have.
They crossed paths in 2005 when Knights returned to the Victorian Premier League after the demise of the NSL. A 0-0 draw then. And in 2011 when St Albans came up and then straight back down. 4-1 win for the Knights. Most recently back in 2017, another yo-yo season for St Albans. Up and straight back down. Since they've been in the top flight together since 2020. St Albans have beaten them twice, but both times over a Churchill reserve. So
correct that today, wouldn't they?
Knights will be anxious to keep that stat intact. It's the noisy neighbours. Have People's Knights describe to me that every time St Albans play against them, it's St Albans Cup final for the season. Not sure whether Dynamo people would agree with that. Sure.
They are very close in terms of distance. And of course, it's both Croatians, so there is that element of the game as well.
Burgic, great win. Tested area there. Given. Summer skill. Semi comes with pace. Frustrated by the lack of options there.
Just going to say, Josh, if you look at the pitch then, there's 6 Melbourne Knights players backing 2 St Albans players, which has been a big issue for them over the years, hasn't it? They've always been competitive, but just never had that killer instinct at the top of the pitch. It's allowed them to probably be better and certainly get more goals.
Whistle. Turned over by Steve White. King feeds Jerez. Driven across goal and not far away. And the telling touch at the back post. Summerskill was coming in late. This Oldfield was full stretch there, didn't get a touch. In the end, it was neither a shot nor a cross from Alan Jerez.
Yeah, it's going to cause some problems for defenders this year. Especially that wing there. It's going to cause some problems for defenders. He has got a bit of pace. He is skillful, the Argentinian. Struggling to really hold down their spot in any of the sides he's been in the last few years. In Gully.
Long and Eastern Lions bounced around a little bit. Really player of serious talent. Radovic baiting the press there. Shongo. Bit of bother here, St Albans. Just about held on to it Shongo was fouled. Strasakalis wants it taken from the correct spot. Drifting in off the left. He's fouled by Steve White. He's going to get a telling off as well. The final warning.
I think the next one will be slice of cheese coming out.
That's it. There's not a slice of tomato as well, that'll be alright. Had plenty of those in this fixture, as we mentioned earlier. Ukabene, Dib headed across goal, and it was begging for a final touch.
Fantastic head across from Chris Dib there. Just needed someone from St Albans just gambling on the ball. He was going to win the ball. He didn't, and he somehow rolled out for a goal kick. Led off there for Knights. Josh?
The Knights have seemed really comfortable, but just a couple of chances in the last few minutes. On high alert here. Shaw finding Tommy Semi in a pocket of space, and he can drive. Maybe release the ball a little early. Shongo getting free. Josh Diven. Carrigan very strong. Played out Knights first time of asking. Reprieve there. John Albano wins back possession. Saki. It's expected when Tommy Semi gets on the ball for him to just put his head down and go.
Yeah, look, I was just thinking about it a bit that then. And he must be so frustrating to play with because he's got so much talent, so much speed, so much strength, but it's just that lack of end product with him which lets him down as he powers down this right-hand side. Let's see what his cross is like. Much better cross into the box.
Albano cutting it back. Mitch Hoare in there. Michael Gergic down, clutching a knee, it looks like. Play goes on with Gergic still down in his own penalty area. So, Craig, it's a much better end product from Semi that time.
Yeah, look, he's got everything, hasn't he? He's got everything you want as a footballer with the strength and the power that he has and his pace. For him to get to that next level, I think it's his end product that needs to work on.
A tantalising prospect at times. Had a great year at Altona Magic
yeah.
Last year, probably his best in Victoria. Papua New Guinea international. Some treatment here for Michael Gergic after that collision with Mitch Hoare.
The captain from the middle of the park, he is influential, as I said, in this St Albans team.
I think Mitch Hoare's hip just collided with his quad there. I think it's just the contact. Injuries, bruise. He's a tough sort. He'll get a bit of magic spraying through it. He will have to go off temporarily as he's required on pitch treatment.
Josh Bensur will be very happy with how it started here. It's confidence, from last week breeds confidence, and you can see that there's a lot more fluid in their play today.
Gergic back into the action. Nice now. Let's stand again, try and build something. Playing style completely transformed last season. Assistant Bensuri taking over on a full-time basis. Imagine some continuity and approach from Ben Khan.
Yeah, and he would have learned so much from Ben Khan last year. It was his first senior role. The man management side of the game is very different to what people perhaps expect it to be. But on the field, he's obviously got experience. And Craig Moore come along with him this year as well. It's a good partnership. Certainly, both coaches like to get the ball done and play.
He's had 2 goes at it already as a caretaker coach, Ben Suri. That's in 2017 when he helped the Knights avoid relegation, and then again in 2022.
Well, as a full-time coach, it's...
third time's the charm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Legend of the club, of course, 9 seasons, over 120 appearances for the Melbourne Knights. Josh Diven. Shongo. Monet. High and long. Throw there. Monet dishing out the instructions. Serving player at Dinamo, of course. It's not a skill. Good channel from Diven. Down for a goal.
Knights are well organised here, particularly the bank. Playing a 4-2-3-1. Not allowing St Albans to pick up the ball in the pockets. Very well organised.
It's sort of a 4-2-3-1 defensively, and then shifts to
4-1-4-1 almost.
yeah. And it's that floating play that Mitch Hoare is so important with his engine in order to sort of flick between those 2 midfield roles in and out of possession.
That shape 4-1-4-1 straight away.
Press. It's well won by Morton, and now Mitch Hoare takes over. Bramwell. Options thinned in front of him, and he held onto the ball for too long. Franich, calmly done for Steve White. Always seems to have space and time, Steve White. He's got an innate knack to just pick up those little pockets in front of the defence. Saki for Semi. He's building something slowly but surely here. The 1-2. Saki wanted to play in Bramwell again. All looking very comfortable, fluid with the ball. Knights there. Just that final pass and movement breaking down.
They're not in a rush to get it forward. They want to try to play between the lines, pick the pockets. Final pass on that occasion.
Franich up early, and he handled that. Never mind the foul. He punched the ball. And that's the first yellow card of the game in slightly farcical fashion.
Basketball, he was always getting up to put that ball in that hoop.
Yeah, slice of cheese in the afternoon press.
Brother's still out with a hamstring injury. I'm not sure how long it's going to be before he's back, but again, having a new Simon come back into the squad in a couple of weeks' time.
Franich, down. Very shuffle the back line as a result. I think Harrigan wants to set this line really high. Still to go to the edge of the box in this situation. Pushing it out to the edge of the D. Ricky Benes slouch from dead ball situations.
Looking for Chris Dibb here, I would have thought. Let's see if they can learn from their last effort.
Dibb is the target again. There's a flag up for offside, and that high line works a treat.
There you go, Josh. There's the reason why Ben Carradine got them up to the edge of the 18 yard, up to the edge of the D. It should never be offside there From a free kick from that far out, you're the last man, the back of the line. You should be able to see right across that defensive line.
So this really irritates coaches. Unnecessary offsides. It's Tommy Semi breaks free. Joey Monak and his pass Ricabene as well. Semi from the angle, trying to cut it back, and Jasko Karanovic important touch on that. Well, you can go end to end very quickly when Tommy Semi is involved.
Yeah, look, for me, I'd get him on the ball as often as I can. His pace, try and leave him 1v1. He's got to beat as anybody on this pitch. If he could just get that final pass.
Another great delivery from the set piece, and Franic is denied. Jasko Karanovic getting down well, but another free header in the box. St Albans walking a fine line at the moment as Semi knocks it back to Mitch Hoare. Back to Tommy Semi! Oh.
There you go.
Rifled into the roof of the net.
Right on cue, Tommy Semi.
Tommy Semi has his first Melbourne Knights goal. What a finish.
What a strike. Yeah, good play. Good play from Knights all round. Poor defending from St Albans again off a corner. Much to the same as their first goal. But they did get away. Knights managed to get the ball back, work it around, and a fantastic strike from Tommy Semi that was no goalkeeper was going to stop.
It only seemed like a matter of time from that attack. Had chance after chance. Finally, it's buried in emphatic fashion.
He's so dangerous, Josh, as I said. He's got everything you want in a striker. But sometimes that final thing lets him down. Just work on that, slow everything else down slightly, become more composed in those final areas. He could be some player. Some goals this in first 4 rounds, haven't we?
Absolutely. Some pile drivers and beautiful curler from Mir Abdallah and Hong City. Here at Summer Street last week, there were about 3 or 4.
Oh, you could have picked the goal of the game. Goal scoring, that fantastic goal. He had no right to score from.
Yeah, it's just even narrower angle than Tommy Semi just buried it from. Well, 1 or 2 defensive blips aside, it's been a pretty confident Melbourne Knights performance. Slides in. He's got the court. Alan Jerez. He's playing havoc. Ricabene. Just had to be Corey Sewell there. He's judged it in the air. Chris Dibb. Josh Dibbon. Tushongo here. Pull his way through a pretty narrow gap. Barnum. Saki. Tommy Semi again. Saki. Slows down on the return pass by Gergen. Confidence and swagger about their play at the moment.
Yeah, they're knocking the ball around very, very well. 1 and 2 touch passes in the middle of the park. Not allowing St Albans to get any foothold in this game whatsoever.
Harry. Just held up and breeze a little. Deal with that. Karanovic was off his line and then had to retreat very quickly.
Lack of communication from both Chris Dibb and Karanovic. Agree with it?
Equation change. Well, the ball was in the air, to be fair. Summer skill. Summerskill was one of the leading chance creators in the competition before that injury knocked him out.
Yeah, he's a very, very good player, very technically good player.
Even sends it across goal. Ball couldn't get a touch, but now here's Brian Summerskill to drive it into the danger area. The Knights had enough bodies back there just to deal with it. Their forward forays. His chance coming off that set piece with Chris Dibb.
Like I said, I think their setup's really good. It's just that final pass, that final delivery that is causing problems now for a number of seasons.
Sometimes they just want attacking body short in those situations.
Absolutely. Paul Given this year to try and well, that I suppose. He is on the ball.
Balance from Diven. Hustled his way through, created something out of nothing here. Chance to cross. McCory's in there, and Chris Onfield gathers confidently.
Of course, they had George up last year, didn't they? And went on to Avondale.
Almost goal there, but Chris Dibb. Departing mid-season. Summerskill. And he find a way through. Feet from Summerskill, but the second defender coming on his blind side was Mitch Haw.
Of course, they had Xander Guy as well, didn't they? Or was it at Churchill Street? He went off. So they've had the players there. It's just they haven't been able to get any fluidity.
James Timmelkovsky briefly down here in Victoria. Now he's scoring goals for fun over in New South Wales after ripping up the old South Australia over at Marconi now. Quality players come through. Maybe haven't had the consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a new side again this year, isn't it? Four or five new players in this year. Trying to get them to gel, as we know, it's not easy to gel a team, certainly at this level. Look at the Knights team, they're pretty settled. They've only really bought Tom Semi and Werndell in this year. The rest are, of course, Saki.
Comes Mitch Haw on the deliveries dealt with by the retreating Ricker Bennett. Very mobile, changing positions. Difficult to track for the likes of Mitch Haw. His movement off the ball. Albano, White feed it through. Away by Max King. Knocked on for Steve White, and what a ball that is. Oh, Semi almost through again. Joey Monek did enough.
Such an intelligent player, Steve White, isn't he? It always seems as if he's got acres of room around him. Even if he hasn't, he just knows where all the players are. He knew where that pass was going before the ball even got to him there. Just a very, very good technical good football player.
Saw that pass before any of us, even up at our vantage point. The imagination, the vision, Steve White hooks this one in, and it's safely into the gloves of Karanovic that time. What a signing he's been. Good. Diven. For Gergic. White click for Dinamo.
Scott McCall giving Josh Diven some grief for not passing the ball to him there. A little frustrated.
down. It is for Saif Saki. Some mesmerising stuff from the Knights. Albano. Shongo wearing him like a glove. Zul. Once held up in the breeze.
Yeah, some good football again from Knights, just moving the ball right to left, keeping the ball, working the opening.
Saif Saki off Karanovic's fists and away from danger. St Albans just trying to survive till half time at the moment. They reply in transition. Scott McCaw. Squared up for Brian Summerskill to hit one.
Just looking at the replay there on our screens, and I'm sure Saki tried to, the outside of his foot, tried to curl that into the net from where he was.
It's off the outside of the boot. That is cheek of the highest order. What about that little flick ball from Steve White to play him in?
He said about the ball being on the string, it's like it if it's on the string on his boot. It's fantastic to watch. For any youngsters that's watching, that's playing this CDM role, defensive midfield role, he's the one to watch.
Here's Josh Diven. As Knights turn it over, playing their way out. Franich held his grounds. White got a foot in. The benefit of this playing style, there's always a risk. That one behind.
Yeah, it is. It's very much risk or reward, isn't it? With playing Pep Guardiola for that. Nobody plays for the striker, no striker anymore. Everybody's comfortable and looking to play out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
And Moyer's got a lot to answer for as well. When it comes to goalkeeper errors in the lower leagues. New era. Melbourne Knights very much modernised last couple of years. Say it again. Ball holds stock still in the air, 30 yards from their own goal. Why they're playing it out. They've got no option today, at least in the first half. Got to keep it down. Otherwise that ball's not going anywhere. Monek, great cross. McCall went down in the box. Looked like he's appealing for a foul there. A bit of head collision, so a bit of concern for both players.
Fantastic ball in from Joey Monek, wasn't it? Right into that danger area, and Gore flew himself at it. Unfortunately, didn't get a touch, but
it's Jack Morton committed as well. They might have just clashed heads as they fell. Here.
Landed on the collision, but great ball in from Joey Monek. Great opportunity there for Knights just before for St Albans just before half time. Goal would change things, certainly change the team talk at half time if they could get one.
Still in there, despite Knights having most of the possession and majority of the chances. They've above their weight here and their moments.
They are going to have the wind against them in the second half, so St Albans, if they do, they tend to play a lot of longer ball than Knights. That's going to get riled up in the second half, so they might have to change their game plan.
Just make the most of it while they can. Cork had time to do so. Final minute of the first half, waiting for 3 minutes to be added by the fourth official. It does go up now. 3 additional minutes. Albans turning the screw, looking for an answer before the break. Gergich. Bakor off the outside of the boot. Across.
I think it was a cross, but I'm not sure who do. But
expecting John Gibbon to be attacking the edge of the 6-yard box. Those two just need time to build an understanding. Might be a fluid partnership. Yeah. Not sure. Football in this first half. It's 2 to the good. It's to Corey Sewell and Tommy Semi. 2 very fine goals for different reasons. First, a well-rehearsed corner routine. The second after a prolonged Melbourne Knights offensive. Rifled in at the back post by Tommy Semi. Fabulous finish. Chance for Albano to add a third. Plays in Mitch Hoare. Saved by Karanovic. Getting beaten from there. But a shot of the highest quality. Steve White, anywhere will do, and somehow it ends up with Semi. Well, if he meant
he
that.
knew what he was doing. Yeah, so give him the benefit of the doubt. It's Steve White.
He's probably earned it. Saki did mean that. Complete touch. Saki. Jack Morton. Saki just got away from him at the last. And Astro Sakala brings the first half to a close with Melbourne Knights 2 to the good in the Croatian derby. Josh Parrish alongside Craig Filer here at Summer Street. Craig, your concluding thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, look, very good performance from Melbourne Knights in that first half, building on from last week's second half performance. Some really good passages of play, some good football, certainly in the middle of the park. Steve White, as we said through the commentary, dictating the game. Tommy Semi becoming more and more influential within the game. For St Albans, sort of big team talk there for Ryan McGuffey and his team. How they're going to get back into this second half, we'll wait and see. But they need to be more potent in that final third, that's for sure.
Well, against the wind, down 2 goals at half-time. St Albans Dynamo have a mountain to climb in the second half, but we've seen plenty of drama in this fixture over the years, and I'm sure there's more to come after the break. We'll take a short one here ourselves on the live stream. Melbourne Knights 2, St Albans Saints 0 at half-time. Speak to you again on the other side. Welcome back to Summer Street for the second half here. Round 4 in NPL Victoria. Melbourne Knights 2, St Albans 0 at the break. Goals coming from Corey Sewell. And a second from Tommy Semi. Absolute pile driver at the back post. It's been a pretty confident Melbourne Knights performance. They've knocked the ball around with confidence and quality. And we're back underway in the second half. St Albans have a mountain to climb. And they're against the wind as well. Josh Parrish with you alongside Craig Filer this afternoon. Craig, what do you think Dynamo have to do to get back into this game?
Look, they need to take care of the ball. Far too many times in that first half they gave needless balls away. It's going to be a lot harder for this half now because they're playing into that. Just hold off there and you can see there the strength of that wind blowing from right to left as we look at the screen. But yeah, look, St Albans need to protect the ball, keep the ball on the floor, work it, and hopefully get some opportunities in that final third. See there from Koranovic how far that ball. And he's a big lad who can kick it a long way. So they're going to be under pressure a lot of the second half, I think.
Here comes Gian Albano for the Knights. Off balance as he struck that one just past the post. Doesn't look like any substitutions at the break for either side. St Albans do have a couple of attacking players in reserve. Carter Ramsey got off the mark last week against Dandenong City. Losing effort 3-1, they went down. 2 Kenny Athieu goals. Ivan Razumich can provide a bit of pace on the flank. And Adam Hodor can be a handful as well.
Yeah, I think there will be some changes for St Albans. For St Albans throughout the second half. It's going to be really tough, and this wind has really picked up in the last 20 minutes or so. Street Knights down to the ground with their sweet play in football on the floor. This might need St Albans just to change things up slightly. Holding up in the wind. Mitch Hall. Carrigan into the feet of Saki. He coughs it up under pressure from Max King. Oh, they've just turned it over. Promising area for Dynamo to attack. It's Summerskill. Onto Monek. Dangerous ball across the box. Not quite enough on it for Alan Jerez. Those transition scenarios that Dynamo have to make the most of in this second half. Yep, absolutely.
Saki plays a beautiful ball in behind. Koranovic out off his line quickly again. And Kieran Bramwell is denied his second of the season.
Yeah, that's a fantastic little ball again, isn't it? In behind, in between the two centre-backs. Koranovic making himself big yet again. It's not the first time we've said that this afternoon. Another great opportunity for Knights, and they just need to be careful, St Albans, when they're on that break, you know, against this wind, as we said. They're going to have to get numbers in there because it is very, very strong, but also be aware the counter-attack from Knights should they lose the ball.
Sewell got well. Saki.
Well there. Gets a corner.
Max King, the tireless runner at the base of the Dynamo midfield. Coming across from Gold Coast Knights.
Steve White just brushing up his wand as he walks over to the to take this corner. She's probably going to go in on the keeper if I was a betting man.
There's that in-swinger from White. It's dropped for the half volley for Franic that time.
And that's why I'm not a betting man.
Just as well, Craig.
Yeah, I would imagine the half-time team talk from Ben Surrey was just put pressure on them. Put pressure on them in that midfield. Ball's not going to go very far. Put pressure, win the ball, and then break with speed.
Kranovic gets decent distance that time. Semi hooks it back into play. And Monek. Summerskill brings it back down for Gergic. Monek again. Gergic.
Yep.
Held up kindly for Monek. Drops for Josh Diven. Looking for Bakor. Half cleared out to Summerskill. And then Mitch Hoare in the way. Almost a shot on target on his own keeper, but it was relatively straightforward claim for Oldfield. Chris Dibb is going sliding into the fourth official. Here's Bramwell. Handles that one. And the knock on Kieran Bramwell has been his finishing. Last season had plenty of opportunities and ended up being benched at times towards the back end of the year for Luka Kolic, playing as a false nine. Lars Anton Conander they brought in mid-season.
Of course, he didn't start last week, but came on to cause really havoc for Avondale in that penalty box. Obviously, got his goal for the equaliser, so earned his spot back in this starting lineup for Knights. But yeah, you're right. Again, a player that has been brought in to score goals, and sometimes probably didn't get the goals that he should for the amount of opportunities that he had.
Glorious chance to make it 3 early in this second period. Second one-on-one save that Jasko Koranovic has made this afternoon. This is Albano. Back for Morton. Bramwell feeding it through. And seen out for a goal kick by Tashongo.
Yeah, good defender from Tashongo. They just got his body in between the ball and the player. That's a roll out for a goal kick.
Koranovic has got one of the biggest kicks of any goalkeeper in the competition, and even he can't get it to halfway in these conditions. Sure, you can hear the occasional gust coming through our effects mic today. Albano, the semi, run on. And Saki with a little shove on Monek there that's spotted by Astro Sakalis. The MCF in front of us in pretty good spirits this afternoon.
I was going to say they're all starting to get warmed up. The beer's starting to take effect.
No doubt had a few hours in the beer garden beforehand over at the social club. Josh Diven looking wide to take on Franic. Lofted cross. Now Summerskill with the outside of the boot. Comfortable save straight at Oldfield.
Josh Diven showing a clean pair of heels there against Joey Monek. Won the ball. Good ball into Brian Summerskill. Just enough on it to beat Chris Oldfield. Tom Semi wide free here if they can get the ball to him.
That's the target. Saif Saki. He's been feeding Semi down the right all afternoon. And he gets it back. Saif Saki trying to craft space for the strike. Straight at Koranovic. Well, we were all expecting the top corner to bulge there, Craig.
I thought he was going to hit that first time, actually. So when he dropped the shoulder the first time, didn't drop the shoulder the second time, just didn't get enough power and straight into Karanovic's hands. But yeah, looking after last week's rocket, I was expecting something very similar there.
Well, both coaches at the edge of their technical areas. What to say about that throw-in decision? We won't hear him from the opposite side of the pitch, Ryan McGuffey, but I can tell you his dulcet Scottish tones are pretty noticeable at Fox Street. He's always barking out instructions. The St Albans player, of course. A similar path in some ways, Ben Suri and Ryan McGuffey, both legends of their respective clubs and have had caretaker roles in charge. McGuffey back in 2014 as a player manager of Dinamo.
And both have worked with some fantastic coaches, haven't they? Ryan McGuffey with Chris Taylor down there at Old Buchanan's.
Summerskill lining one up, deflection off the back of Carrigan. Straight to Wildfield. And as you say, a decent apprenticeship under Chris Taylor for Ryan McGuffey at Oakley.
Of course, Ben Kahn last year for Ben Suri. I'm sure there's a lot of interaction with their mentors.
Jerez to Diven. Monac is offside. Melbourne Knights get us back underway in a hurry. Although Saif Saki never really seems like he's in much of a hurry. That was a bit of a lazy pass.
Yeah, he's very seems very lackluster, doesn't he, when he gets it? But he is a very, very tricky player, as we've seen. Always looks tired. Runs as if he's done 25 kilometres, but when he does get the ball, he's different class.
Summerskill. Laconic, I think, is
that the word, yeah?
Descriptor. To Shongo, not a bad ball. It drops for Josh Diven, who lines it up and strikes it clean and true, but straight into Corey Sewell.
Yeah, great ball in from Shongo there. Probably needed Josh Diven on the end of that one. But a good ball in. Started off well in the second half. St Albans, plenty of the ball.
Summerskill almost always involved. He's found Scott Bakor in the box. Just wouldn't sit for him with his back to goal. Decent ball from Bramwell. Something for Gian Albano to chase, and he's got the pace to get there. He's got two arriving in the box here, Gian Albano. Can find a way past Dib and Tashongo, not quite. Steve White. To Albano. Back to White. He got up his sleeve. Not much. And sometimes he sees the pass that none of his teammates do.
Shouldn't give the ball away very often, do you? Well played from Brian Summerskill. He's said in the first half he's
through here. It's stayed down the flag for Max King. Cut back for Jerez. And thumped into Steve White, who was retreating in a hurry. Diven. Oh, and it was almost on there for St Albans.
Brian Summerskill, I think. Yep.
Yeah, it was straight onto Summerskill. He can't believe he's miscontrolled that.
Yeah, he knew that was a chance.
Huge opening. Albano was in conversation with the bench there, and then the ball was coming to him in a hurry. Albans have had quite a few openings. Knights just need to look alive as Saif Saki finds a way past Joey Monek. The right foot isn't quite as cultured as the left.
Yeah, talked about it last week. You only need one goal for St Albans, and the game, the tide changes and the game changes, and there's every opportunity if you can get one goal. And they've had some opportunities in this first half. Certainly got in behind the Melbourne Knights defence. Some good balls into the box.
Just one St Albans goal would really spark this game into life. An absorbing watch regardless. Summerskill, anxious for another opportunity to atone. Dib. Kubene. King. To Chishongo. Has to put his foot through it. Franch. Bohr and Gergic coming together in the middle of the park, and no whistle. Rikabene. That's poor by his standards.
St Albans subs about to warm up. Maybe there's something up Ryan McGuffey's sleeve that he's going to bring a substitute on. I think they could do with probably another one in that attacking third, because they're getting into some great positions. Just not able to execute that final pass, final delivery.
Semi for Saki. Two combining effortlessly. Saki coming in field, finding John Albano at the far post. Albano from the angle. He's always ambitious.
Yeah, another fantastic leggy run from Saki on this right-hand side. He looks as if he's done 2 marathons in a game, but just so dangerous when he gets the ball. You just don't know what he's going to do with it.
Josh Diven thought it was his throw. A little kind from Astro Sakalas there to have the retake, I think. And there was only one ball on the pitch. Yeah. And the ball, boys and girls, are just getting a little close to the action for the referee's liking.
Yeah, getting a little bit excited down there.
Going to restart with a drop ball because the ball was in play. And now the formalities are dealt with. Bureaucracy, am I right?
Yes, yes, at its best.
Mitch Hall.
Yeah, great ball.
Finds a gap beautifully for John Albano. Just scuffs it wide.
Fantastic ball again from Mitch Hall there in behind again. Off the ball incident there with Jan Albano, but yeah, probably should have done better there. Had plenty of time. Probably could have come in on his right side, and but he didn't. He took the chance early for a goal kick.
Well, Ryan McGuffey is up in arms about whatever happened there between Tashongo and Albano. Tashongo was pointing towards his throat. Not sure if there was anything in it, Craig. Maybe our camera didn't catch it, I don't think.
No, maybe not.
He's safe, Saki. Has Bramwell in the middle. And so too Mitch Hall, while the chances are stacking up for the Knights now. By now you think they should have put this game away.
Yeah, look, and if it does come back to I hope it doesn't come back to bite them on the backside, because they've had some fantastic opportunities to really finish this game. I think one more goal will be a very difficult ask for St Albans, but for Melbourne Knights, they probably could have had 2 or 3 in this game.
A pretty open game, you have to say. There's been big chances for both teams in the second half, and they're trading blows through the first as well, albeit with Knights on top. Oldfield drives it downfield. Shongo's header back into the middle for Summerskill. Diven was coming back from an offside position. I think he just saw him out of the corner of his eye and didn't realise that is retreating rather than advancing.
Yeah.
Morton. Albano. Poor. Morton drifting inside. That left back roll. Something they did quite frequently with Corey Sewell in that position when he was fit last year. Did spend quite a chunk of the season out injured, but he's able to invert and give them an extra number in the middle of the park.
Yeah, it's a very difficult system. We've seen a lot of teams starting to do that now, particularly in Europe. It's very effective because it allows one of your centre midfield players, if you're playing in that a 2-6, to push on slightly and still have the numerical advantage of at the back.
Knights have turned a deficiency, which is a lack of a left-footed left back, into a strength in that department.
Absolutely,
Jack
yeah.
Morton,
Yeah.
a midfielder by trade, has learnt to play that role. I don't think he'd break into the Melbourne Knights midfield as it stands with the stacks of talent they've got in there, but as a left back, he can certainly do a job.
Yeah, well, he goes back into his rightful position when they've got up. And that's a great little ball from Semi here.
Building well here, the Knights. Sewell off the palms of Koranovic. And Mitch Hoare didn't know whether to bring it down or try and head it back at goal. In the end, he was in between two decisions there and it petered out. As you were saying, Craig.
Yeah, just opportunities, isn't there? It's it just allows you to play your natural position, but be in that more defensive role, but still have the opportunity when the opportunity arises to jump into that midfield role. And it works. We've seen it throughout football. If you can get it right, it hurts teams.
Semi. The Knights at their best can really pull you out of shape, and pulling Dynamo out of shape nearly every time they go forward at the moment. Tommy Semi. Saki, Monek will get there at full stretch. And those two are developing a budding relationship down that right-hand side. Saif Edin Saki and Tommy Semi.
Yeah, it's almost like they've swapped places in this half. Tommy Semi's gone sort of more central. Saki's come out to the right, which is where he started last week against Avondale.
They always seem to look for each other when they have possession.
That's a great thing for any team to have those players that can work off and bounce off each other and understand each other. It certainly look like they got a great little partnership going. They're here again.
Saki sending the decoy runner that time. Little two-man game again. Saki and Semi. And now Steve. Now Sewell. Oh, I promise I'm done now.
Go on, there's one more. It's got to be one more.
Yeah, I have to start coming up with nicknames at this point. I think I've run out of S's. Sewell. Driving the ball into the danger zone again, but let's hook it away. And now Jerez motoring down the right. Jerez can't find Tashongo. Covered by Carrigan. Knights just keeping Dynamo at arm's length at the moment. They haven't killed off the game.
No, they need to be careful because it does only take, as I said, it only takes one opportunity for St Albans and they're right back in this game.
King. For Summerskill. McCaw. Diven. King. Well, won by Mitch Hoare. Tireless worker as usual. Not able to find Bramwell.
Interesting that Knights are not pushing numbers forward when they do win the ball. They're not. That transition is not as quick as it was in the first half, maybe because they tune out. They can take their foot off the gas, but I think if they get another one, the game's done.
Notice the relaxed nature of the crowd in front of us. Craig, but it just feels like there's a bit of a lack of urgency
Yeah.
here. Oh, Saki going from range. That would have been something special. He's copped a knock just before that shot. He'll limp and run it off.
Yeah, you're right about them. There's quite a good crowd in here today, but it just seems a little bit subdued, doesn't it?
It seems very relaxed. Feels like the points are in the bag, but again, one Dynamo goal and it's cat meat pigeons.
You're coming up with them this afternoon, aren't you? Hey? Look at me, Sven.
Steve White. Oh, it's forced back. Franich takes no chances. Goals have been flying in this weekend. 16 across 3 games just yesterday, Craig.
Yeah, NPL football. It's
Morton just showing the studs there. Did win the ball. The referee deemed it dangerous. Jerez is down in a heap. As we were saying, high scoring yesterday. 5-2 win away at Petty's reserve for South Melbourne against Manningham. Altona Magic 2-0 up. Danny Nong Thunder came back from the dead in the last 10 minutes and pinched it 3-2. Hume City turning on the style last night at Broadmeadows Valley Park. 4-0 winners over Port Melbourne. They missed a penalty as well, Hume City. Been very slick, very dangerous.
your man is goal scoring again, Josh.
That's right. Star signing of the league in the off-season is delivering, seemingly every week. Jerez, ball in for Diven, it's flicked on. And Corey Sewell just in ahead of Michael Gergich. There's an offside flag up there from the flick on.
Gergich just got in front of Melbourne Knights. Found himself in an offside position. But yeah, going back to Hume City, I think they were my surprise package for this season, I think. Cameron Watson up there has brought some players in. They've sort of gelled the team, and the culture seems to be really good up there. And yeah, they're my little dark horses for this season, Josh.
Certainly had some eye-catching results. Some eye-catching goals too. Jerez. Wrestling Mitch Hoare to the ground. South Melbourne were 2-0 down against Manningham. Would have been a stunning upset. Then they turned on the style and flexed their muscle. Harry Sawyer with a hat-trick. His Knights are on the attack here through Albano. Just can't find Bramwell's feet there. Diven. See the substitutes come on and influence the game. Looks like St Albans are preparing at least one, maybe a double change on the bench. Meanwhile, it's Tommy Semi for the Knights. So dangerous when he gets running with the ball. He tees it up for Bramwell, who just lacked purchase on the shot again.
Yeah, just got stuck under his feet, didn't it? Couldn't get the ball out and get the power behind the shot.
Looks like he might have hurt his ankle in the process as well. Kicked the turf, perhaps.
Play from Brian Summerskill there.
Monik running into trouble meanwhile against Albano. Now Mitch Hoare. Well, it hasn't been the spiciest Croatian derby when it comes to... There's been one incident off the ball, which raised a few eyebrows, but just the one booking so far. And ball against Bakor. And Astro Sakalis will play advantage as Ben Carrigan wriggles free.
So Kieran Bramwell struggling, looks like a bit of cramp here.
Yeah, he's still struggling after he took that shot. He's going to have to come alive here. Albano advanced towards the box, but Chris Dibb in the way. we'll have that change for St Albans, and maybe a chance for... Bramwell's not going to require treatment, just going to try and run it off. And off comes Gergic and Ricabene. So number 18, Jacob Sovereign. That looks like Carter Ramsey going to join into the attack. Two strikers up front. They've got to go for it now.
Yep. Yep.
Straight swap at the back for Ricabene. Fresh legs in there. Maybe Ricabene struggling with something.
Jacob Sovereign, another NPL North Geelong recruit from last season.
Spent some time at Eastern Lions as well. It's from Queensland, like so many of these NPL Victoria players. You go back through their bios and realise they're played at Brisbane Strikers or Logan Lightning. Like we've been raving about this afternoon, Steve White, another one of those Queensland recruits who have enriched this competition.
Yeah, you certainly want to play in the best league in Australia.
So, I think Tommy Semi's reaction spoke for itself there. Carter Ramsey. Summer skill on for Jerez. Alan Jerez with an inviting ball. Doesn't quite drop for Divan. Helped on by Saki. Now Saif Saki hitting the deck.
I think
his race might be run today.
His third marathon of today he's done.
And again, as you say, he looks exhausted. Next time he gets the ball, he'll probably beat 3 defenders and score a worldie.
He's just signalled to the touchline. You might see Anthony Dizelle coming on the pitch shortly. As the MCF pick up voice again.
White. Carrigan. Monek intercepting. Now Bukor. Steve White pulled out of that challenge.
Wisely.
Looked like a booking waiting to happen if he'd got down Scott Bukor. Franich. Albano. Tishongo breaking that attack up. See them leaving themselves a little lighter defensively here, just 4 in the midfield.
Yeah, Kieran Bramwell's really struggling with his cramp. I saw him limping as he was running there. Looks like you may see a double substitution here with Saki too.
John Mabok is the obvious replacement if Bramwell has to come off. Striker who has come through the reserves, scored 12 goals for them last season.
Looks like Anthony Dizelle who's stripped and ready to come on.
And Mitch Hoare is down on the deck as well, but I think he's just fixing his laces, yeah.
John Mabok is quite right to say he's ready to come on as well.
Tall, rangy striker with good turn of pace. Leafy was a top scorer in the African Nations Cup. Great community tournament out in the West. Very competitive with a lot of NPL talent in there. He was among the top scorers anyway. On he comes. So to Anthony Giselle, and it will be Saif Saki. Will trot off on the far side. His work here is done. joy to watch.
Off for a nice bath now before he does his little run to 26-kilometre run he'll do later on, no doubt. He's only done 3 today, so very good player. Very good player. I think he might become a bit of a Knights legend here if he keeps going the way that he is. He certainly lights up the place when he gets the ball.
Knights fans love him. We love to commentate him. He's so entertaining. Gian Albano looking to add to the 2-goal lead as Jasko Karanovic called into action again. Steve White digs it deep to the far post. One for Carter Ramsey to deal with. Just a throw in. Semi. Giselle with his first involvement. Headed on by John Mabok, but Dinamo get the danger away. Oh, and a swing and a miss from Joey Franich. Might let in Carter Ramsey. Still going, Carter Ramsey. It's an unconvincing finish. He had Josh Diven to his right. He only had one thing on his mind. Just didn't connect very well with the strike.
No, he didn't pull from the experienced Joey Franich. Just totally miskicked the ball and left Carter Ramsey. Did get it, but he did manage to get back and put Carter Ramsey under some pressure. But, yeah, poor effort in the end. Looks like St Albans will make a couple more substitutions with just under 8 minutes to go in normal time.
That's Ivan Razovic coming on.
Joseph Colino, I think, has also come on at the middle of the park.
Joey Cholina.
Very much looking to go for this St Albans, and 3 up top now.
Got a bit of pace out wide with Ivan Razovic as well. Max King has departed. Here goes Monek. Smart from Corey Sewell there. He saw Monek coming in, just half committed to the challenge, enough for Monek to have to put a foot in and knock it behind for a goal kick.
Just hasn't lived up to the expectations of the first half, has it? It's been a little bit of a drab second half.
Well, just the last 15 minutes or so, it's dried up a bit.
Yeah.
Knights quite relaxed. Happy to see this out at 2-0. Dinamo struggling to make inroads. We have a flurry of chances at the start of the second half, to be fair, for both sides.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3 very good opportunities, didn't they?
Ryan Summerskill miscontrol in the 6-yard box looms large. It's a what-if moment for St Albans. Sovereign. Chris Dibb wearing the captain's armband now that Michael Gergich has come off. Sovereign. Neat ball into a channel for Josh Diven. And And it's knocked into Scott Bakor, and then unintentional collision between Oldfield and the on-rushing Dinamo striker. Immediately apologised.
Yeah, good play from Josh Divenall. It's impressed me today. It's my first time seeing him this year, and he's impressed. There's lots of running, lots of willing running into areas that strikers don't normally go into, and certainly got a bit of strength on him.
Semi.
Talking of strength.
He's got bags of it. Bags of pace too. He's making the run down the right, but the ball never came. As usual from Summerskill. Mitchell got to the ball first there, and Joey Cholina was a little late. Just 4 minutes of regulation remain.
It's going to happen for St Albans. It needs to happen now, doesn't it? And if it does, we'll have a grandstand last few minutes. Play from John McBock there, putting pressure.
Mornek only really has one option up the line. Infield to Scott Bakor. White lost out to Ramsey. Giselle got a footy, an important challenge. Mornek it's away. Straight to Anthony Giselle. Mitch Hoare thought he deserved a free kick there. Strasakala's not interested, and now Carter Ramsey trying to slip in Razumich. Ball spills out to Carter Ramsey again. Good challenge from Morton. He gives John Mabok something to run on to. And now the Knights can seal it. It's John Mabok straight into Dib. And goal kick is the verdict. And Chris Dib has come off second best there.
I'm not sure what's happened there. Just a collision. Maybe a flailing arm as they're jostling for the ball, but there didn't seem a lot in that. He's a big lad, Chris Dib. I'm sure he...
Having a few words with the referee and holding the bridge of his nose, I think, but he's a tough customer. We'll have another Knights change. Tommy Semi is going to be replaced on the score sheet today, scoring his first Melbourne Knights goal, and he gets a warm round of applause as he departs to make way for Felipe Sanchez.
Yeah, put a good shift in, Tommy Semi, first half. Thought he was excellent in that first half. A little bit quiet in the second, but did the damage that needed to be done in the first half with a great finish. His first goal for Melbourne Knights.
Giselle. Mabok.
Not quite the beatbox of St Albans home fans, is it?
We're just having a little listen to the soundtrack here.
No, this doesn't get taken off for the copyrights.
Had a few copyright strikes against the streams in recent weeks. I think that one's
I think we
fair
should be
use.
okay, though. Yeah. The fact that they don't know the words helps.
Summerskill on for Bakor. To Shongo. Morton. Squared up for Giselle. This is Corey Sewell. Combining with Sanchez. Sewell. 2 at the back post. And it's blocked at the front post by a trailing arm there of Jasko Koranovic. Summerskill. Looking for Ramsey. Oldfield forced outside of his box. Summerskill will get a second bite at this one. Held up by Albano. Sovereign. Monek has to pump it down the line for Ramsey. Tightly guarded by Corey Sewell. Calmly played out of trouble. And Steve White involved. Little triangles, mature.
Of additional time. Josh, the end of this game.
Time quickly running out for St Albans. And here's John Mabok for the Knights. Again wrestling with Dibb. Poked goalwards with the outside of the boot. Nothing Koranovic couldn't handle.
No, to be very careful, Chris Dibb there. As John Mabok got into the box.
Last thing you want is a suspension for your key defender. Here's the linchpin of the St Albans backline. Summerskill for Divin. Razumich. Dibb. Out neatly to Joey Monek.
About the delivery here, gets a corner.
Corey Sewell showing him the touchline. Late set piece for Dynamo. To be taken by Joey Cholina. And they pinch a goal back here. Cholina, the edge of the 6-yard box. Sovereign was in there. Now Josh Divin drives it goalwards. Saved by Ben Carrigan in the end. Sanchez. Touch into space. Felipe Sanchez keeps his feet. He's got a burst of pace on him. The youngster. He's going to wait for support here. Gian Albano is free on the left if they can find him. Pinpoint ball from Giselle. Albano was offside. And perhaps he didn't need to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't need to be quite right. Great ball from Anthony Giselle. Good break from Felipe Sanchez on this right-hand side.
Again, that streak is going to continue. St Albans have never come and won here in a league game at Summer Street. And Melbourne Knights keep the noisy neighbours quiet for now, for another year. Of course, it's a different equation when they return for the corresponding fixture at Churchill Reserve.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Very tight ground, as we know, very different to this one.
Sovereign. Ball holds up in the wind again. Sanchez, neat spin. Mabok is running through on goal if you can find him. Lovely reverse pass, John Mabok! He's off the mark for the Knights. A fantastic moment for the young man.
Yeah, great goal, great work from Felipe Sanchez. Fantastic little ball in and a super little finish from John Mabok. That will do the confidence a world of good.
Oh, they're off the bench as well.
Yeah.
The referee's called full time. And they're all mobbing John Mabok, who with the last kick of the game has scored his first senior goal for the Melbourne Knights. What a moment for the youngster. And what a way to cap off a derby win.
Yeah, good performance from Melbourne Knights, really, from start to finish. Controlled the game. Josh, didn't really look like they were really going to be under any sort of pressure or cause a problem. St Albans had 1 or 2 opportunities, but they were just half opportunities, I suppose. But yeah, very comfortable for Knights today. Good performance. Good first 30 minutes, settled them all down, and yeah, a much needed win. Their first of the season, of course.
As you say, Craig, it was a bit of a subdued second half performance, but they did enough to keep St Albans at arm's length, and they've got their first win of the 2024 season in style in the end. 3-0, a little harsh on the visitors, perhaps?
Oh, look, I don't think so. I think Melbourne Knights controlled the game. I think, St Albans really struggled in that final third, as I said, as they have for a number of seasons now. But yeah, a really controlled performance from Melbourne Knights. Some great goals, and capped off with young Johnny Mabok getting his first senior goal. Good performance, one that Ben Surrey and Craig Moore will be over the moon with. Comes off the back of a fantastic comeback performance last week. Well,
St Albans in the round, just 1 point outside the relegation zone in 12th. Knights climb to 9th place, just 3 points off the top 6. We'll sign off here at Summers Street. It's been a delight to bring you the action on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. The final score from Knights Stadium in the Croatian derby: Melbourne Knights 3, St Albans Dynamo 0.